If you have ever caught a guy looking at you with that specific look where you feel like he is mentally unwrapping a present, he has been waiting all year to open, then you know exactly the kind of electricity I am about to talk about. Because today we are not discussing how to tell if he wants a second date or if he sees you as marriage material. We are getting down to the raw, primal, and undeniable signs that a man is physically craving you in a way that overrides logic and sends his engine into overdrive. I want to talk about what happens when a man is in that state of high desire, when he is feeling frisky, when the chemistry is so thick you could cut it with a knife, because there is so much confusion out there where women are taught to overanalyze texts or look for these subtle cryptic clues. But the reality is that when a man is truly turned on, when his biology kicks in, there are 4 distinct behaviors that he almost cannot control. It is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. You can try to keep it down, but eventually it is going to pop up and smack you in the face. And these signs are your cheat sheet to knowing exactly when you have moved from being just a nice girl he is chatting with to the object of his absolute fascination. Now, before I dive into the first thing, I need to set the stage here because we need to understand the male brain for a second. We often talk about men like they are these complex puzzles, but when the desire switch is flipped, we become incredibly singular in our focus. You have to understand that for a guy, that feeling of being turned on isn't just a physical sensation, it is a mission. It changes the way we perceive the room, it changes the way we perceive time, and it certainly changes the way we perceive you. I hear from so many women who say, Matt, I was on a date and we were having a great conversation, but I just didn't know if he felt that spark. And I always say to them, stop listening to the words for a second and start watching the animal. We are sophisticated creatures with jobs and taxes and polite manners, but underneath that, when the attraction hits, we are driven by instincts that have been there for thousands of years. So let's cut through the noise and get to the first massive sign that a man is operating on that high frequency of desire. The first thing a man does when he is raring to go is what I call the gravitational collapse. You know how in science fiction movies, when a black hole appears, everything just starts slowly sliding toward it, even if it is trying to pull away? That is you. You become the center of gravity in the room. When a man is just being polite, he will respect your personal space, he will stay in his lane, he will sit across from you and maintain that respectful distance that society tells us is appropriate. But when he is feeling that surge of intimacy, that respectful distance becomes painful for him. It actually physically bothers him to be too far away from you. So you will see this subtle but consistent erosion of the gap between you. It starts with the lean. He isn't just sitting back in his chair relaxing, he is leaning in over the table. He is encroaching on your territory. And it is not aggressive, it is magnetic. He wants to be in your atmosphere. If you are sitting at a bar, he isn't facing the bartender, he is swiveled entirely towards you. His knees are pointing at you. We call this blocking because unconsciously he is trying to block out the rest of the world, so it is just the two of you. But it goes deeper than just sitting close. Watch his hands. When a guy is feeling that heat, he looks for excuses to break the touch barrier. Now, I am not talking about the creepy guy who grabs you inappropriately. That is not desire. That is just a lack of calibration and respect. I am talking about the guy who reaches out to touch your arm when he laughs at your joke. The guy who guides you through a crowded room by placing his hand on the small of your back. The guy who picks a piece of lint off your sweater. That piece of lint might not even be there, but his brain is screaming, I need to make contact. He is testing the waters. He is sending out a ping to see if you ping back. It is this constant gravitational pull where he just finds himself drifting into your orbit. I had a client once, let's call her Jessica, who told me about this guy she was seeing, and she said, Matt, he is so fidgety. He keeps moving his water glass closer to mine, or he keeps bumping his knee into mine under the table and apologizing. And I told her, Jessica, he isn't clumsy. He is desperate to be connected to you. His body is betraying his cool. He wants to play it cool. He wants to be the suave James Bond character, but his body is saying, I need to be near her right now. This is one of those things that once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You will notice it in the way he stands next to you in line. Does he leave a foot of space, or is his shoulder brushing yours? When you are walking down the street, does he walk a few paces ahead, or does he sync his stride with yours so he is right there in your pocket? This proximity is the physical manifestation of his mental state. His mind is focused on you, so his body follows. And it is important to distinguish this from just being friendly. A friend might hug you hello, but a friend doesn't look for reasons to linger in your personal space. A friend doesn't subconsciously mirror your movements. When a man is high on desire, he is mirroring you because he wants to be in sync with you. If you take a sip of your drink, watch him. Does he take a sip of his... If you lean back, does he adjust to maintain the eye contact? It is a dance, and he is letting you lead because he is entranced by the rhythm you are setting. Now, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking, Matt, this sounds great, but what if he is just a close talker? What if he is just one of those guys who has no concept of personal space? And that is a fair question, which is why you have to look at the intention behind the movement. The gravitational collapse is accompanied by attention. It is not casual. There is a charge to it. When he touches your arm, there is a split second where he lingers just a beat too long. He is checking your reaction. He is waiting for the green light. It is an investment. He is risking rejection every time he closes that gap. If he moves in and you pull back, he feels that. So if he keeps doing it, if he keeps finding ways to be near you, it is because the reward of being close to you outweighs the risk of looking foolish. That is desire. That is the drive that says, I don't care if I look a bit eager, I need to be closer to this woman. And this brings up a really crucial point about how we perceive male horniness. We often think of it as this crude, purely biological thing, like he just wants to get to the finish line. But true desire, true intimacy-driven excitement is about connection. He wants to bridge the gap between his world and yours. He wants to merge those two worlds. So when he is leaning in, when he is closing that space, he is literally trying to minimize the separation between you two. He is trying to create a bubble where only the two of you exist. And that is a very powerful thing to recognize, because it shifts your mindset from, is he trying to get something from me, to he is trying to be with me. He is drawn to me. It puts you in the position of power. It makes you the prize. You are the magnet, and he is just the metal filing reacting to your field. And here is the beautiful part about the gravitational collapse. You can play with it. If you notice him leaning in, you can lean in too and watch his pupils dilate. You can hold that space and see if he closes it further. You can touch him back and watch the electricity jolt through him. It is a feedback loop. The more you respond, the more he is encouraged, and the more that desire builds. But if you don't know what to look for, you might just think he is crowding you, or you might miss the signal entirely. You might think, oh, he is just loud, so he is leaning in to hear me. No, darling, he can hear you fine. He just wants to smell your perfume. He wants to see the specks of color in your eyes. He wants to be close enough that if the moment is right, he can kiss you. That is what is running through his head. He is running a constant simulation of what it would be like to bridge that final inch. So that is the first big thing, the physical inability to stay away, the magnetic pull. But that is just the tip of the iceberg, because once he is in your space, once he has collapsed that distance, something happens with his focus that is even more telling. And this leads us into the second thing men do when they are feeling that intense desire. And this one is all about how he filters the world around him. You see, we live in a world of distractions. Phones are buzzing, TVs are blaring, people are walking by. But when a man is truly locked in on you, when his chemistry is screaming that he wants you, all of those distractions don't just fade into the background, they cease to exist. We call this the predator focus. Now, relax, I don't mean predator in a scary movie way, I mean it in a biological evolutionary way. Think about a lion on the savannah. When it spots the gazelle, does it look at the butterflies? Does it look at the grass? Does it check its iPhone? No. It locks on, absolute tunnel vision. When a man is horny for you in a romantic sense, his eyes change. You will notice that he maintains eye contact for significantly longer than is socially comfortable for a normal conversation. In a normal chat, we look at eyes, we look away, we look at the table, we look back. It is a cycle to relieve tension, but when he is in that state of high desire, he doesn't want to relieve the tension. He wants to build it. He wants to swim in it. So he locks eyes with you and he doesn't let go. It feels intense because it is meant to be intense. He is trying to communicate something that words cannot say. He is trying to say, I see you, I see all of you, and I want what I see. It is a look that penetrates. It feels like he is looking right through your defenses, and you will notice his gaze dropping. We call this the triangular gaze. He looks at your left eye, then your right eye, then down to your lips, then back up to your eyes. He is literally mapping your face. He is subconsciously thinking about kissing those lips, so his eyes travel there. It is a reflex. He can't help it. If you catch him staring at your mouth while you are talking about your accounting job, he isn't listening to the tax code. He is wondering what you taste like. And that is a huge compliment. It means his desire has overridden his ability to process dry information. But the focus isn't just about where he is looking, it is about what he is ignoring. If a waitress drops a tray of dishes and creates a huge crash, does he jump and look around, or does he barely flinch? Because he is so engrossed in looking at you. If his phone buzzes on the table, does he check it or does he flip it over? When a man is chasing that feeling with you, the rest of the world is an annoyance, it is an interruption, he guards his time with you fiercely. This focus is a form of resource allocation. Time and attention are his most valuable resources. If he is pouring 100% of them onto you, it is because he views you as the highest value thing in his environment. He is investing, and men invest where they expect a return. They invest where they feel a connection. So if you see him ignoring the game on the TV behind your head, if you see him ignoring his buddies texting him, you have to recognize that for what it is. It is a billboard saying, I am right here, and I am turned on by this interaction. I recently spoke to a guy who told me about a date he went on where he said, Matt, I swear the building could have been on fire and I wouldn't have moved. He said he was so captivated by the way her neck looked when she laughed that he completely lost track of where they were. He said they were in a crowded pub, but in his head, they were the only two people on earth. That is the power of the predator focus. It is a trance, and you have the power to induce that trance. When you see that, look, when you see those eyes darken a little bit, when you see him tracking your movements like he is studying for a test, do not look away, hold it, let the tension build. That tension is the precursor to intimacy. That tension is the spark that lights the fire. If you giggle and look away nervously, you break the spell. But if you hold his gaze, if you smile that slow, knowing smile, you are telling him, I know what you are thinking and I like it. You are validating his desire. And there is nothing that makes a man feel more confident and more excited than having his desire validated. It empowers him to take the next step. It empowers him to make the move. Because underneath all that bravado, men are terrified of rejection. We are terrified of reading the signs wrong and making a move and getting shut down. So that intense staring, that laser focus is also him searching for safety. He is looking for a sign that you feel it too. He is looking for the reflection of his own desire in your eyes. So give it to him. Let him see that you are right there with him. This combination of the gravitational collapse and the predator focus creates a pressure cooker of chemistry. He is close to you and he is looking at you and nowhere else. The energy is contained. It is circulating between the two of you and it's getting hotter and hotter. But there is a nuance to this focus that often gets missed. It is not just about staring at you, it is about noticing the details. When a guy is just looking to hook up in a shallow way, he looks at the body parts, he looks at the chest, he looks at the legs. But when he is feeling that deep intimacy-driven desire, he looks at the idiosyncrasies. He notices the way you bite your lip, he notices the little scar above your eyebrow, he notices the way your nose crinkles. He is consuming the details of you because he is fascinated, he is studying you. It is a form of worship almost. He is memorizing you. So if he says something like, you have a tiny freckle right there, or I love the way you move your hands when you are excited, that is him telling you that his focus is absolute. He is zoomed in. He is in high definition mode. And that brings us to the audio component of this experience, because it is not just about what he does with his body or his eyes. It is about what happens to his voice. This is the third thing. And it is one of the most primal shifts that happens in a man, but it is so subtle that if you are not listening for it, you might just think he is tired. But he isn't tired, he is shifting gears. We call this the vocal downshift. Think about how a guy talks to his mates. It is usually loud, it is fast, it is higher pitched because there is energy and competition. Hey mate, how you doing? What's going on? Pass the beer? It is up here. But when desire enters the chat, the voice drops. It goes into the chest. It slows down. The rhythm changes. Why does this happen? Biologically, a deeper voice is linked to testosterone and dominance. It is a mating call. But psychologically, it serves a different purpose. A lower, slower voice demands more attention. You have to lean in to hear it. It is intimate. It is a bedtime voice. It is a secret sharing voice. If he starts whispering in your ear, or if he just lowers his volume so that he is speaking just to you, he is creating a private channel. He is encrypting the conversation. He is saying, this is for your ears only. And the content of what he says might not even change. He could be asking you about your favorite color, but if he asks it in that low, gravelly, slow cadence, he isn't asking for data. He is caressing you with his voice. I want you to pay attention to the pauses. When a man is high on desire, he stops fearing silence. In a nervous date conversation, guys ramble. They talk about the weather, they talk about sports, they just fill the air because silence is awkward. But when he is horny, silence is heavy. It is pregnant with possibility. So he will speak and then he will pause and he will just look at you. And in that pause, he is letting the words sink in. He is letting the vibe do the work. He is comfortable in the heat of the moment. This vocal downshift is a massive indicator that he is moving from social mode to seductive mode. He is slowing the world down. He is trying to relax you. He is trying to soothe you. Because intimacy requires relaxation. If you are high-strung and frantic, you can't connect. So his voice becomes a tool to bring your energy down to meet his. It is hypnotic. And let's be honest, it works. A guy with a great voice who knows how to use it can melt you without touching you. And he knows that. Instinctively, he knows that dropping an octave makes him sound more masculine, more grounded, and more capable. So when you hear that shift, when the frantic energy of the day falls away and he starts speaking to you like he is reading poetry, even if he is just ordering a pizza, pay attention. That is his libido talking. That is him signaling that he wants to take things to a different level. It is the auditory equivalent of dimming the lights, and it usually happens in tandem with the other two signs. He leans in close, he locks eyes, and his voice drops. That is the trifecta. That is the moment where you know, okay, this guy is ready to go. He is all in. And it is a beautiful thing to witness because it is so honest. You can't fake that kind of physiological response for long. You can fake a smile, you can fake interest, but you can't fake that gravitational pull or that dilation of the pupils or that instinctual drop in the voice. These are the telltale signs that the animal inside him is waking up and looking at you as its mate. But there is a fourth thing, and this fourth thing is the most paradoxical of them all. It is the one that confuses women the most because it seems to contradict the urgency of the other three. We have the urgency of proximity, the intensity of the eyes, and the depth of the voice. But the fourth thing is where the true quality men separate themselves from the boys. The fourth thing is about control. It is about the restraint. And I am going to tell you exactly what that looks like and why it is the ultimate sign of high-value desire in the next part of this speech, because this is where it gets really interesting. This is where we distinguish between a guy who just wants a quick fling and a guy who wants an experience with you. Because when a man is truly incredibly attracted to you, he encounters a conflict between his drive to move forward and his desire not to mess it up. And how he handles that conflict tells you everything you need to know about his intentions and his level of respect for you. So we have covered the body, the eyes, and the voice. These are your radar. These are your early warning systems. And when you see them, I want you to feel confident. I want you to realize that you are creating that effect. You are the cause. He is the effect. Own that power. Don't shy away from it. Because when you own it, when you accept it and mirror it back, that is when the magic happens. That is when you go from a date to a memory that lasts a lifetime. So keep your eyes open for the lean, the gaze, and the tone. Here is the second and final batch of the speech on 4 things men do when they are high on desire, wrapping up the points and concluding in the style of Matthew Hussey. So we have arrived at the 4th and final sign, and as I teased before, this is the one that separates the men who just want a night of fun from the men who are looking at you like you are the best thing they have ever seen, and they don't want to break the spell. This 4th sign is what I call the active restraint or the simmer. It sounds contradictory, right? Because I just told you he wants to collapse the space and he wants to touch you and he can't stop looking at you. But here is the kicker. When a man is truly overcome with desire for a woman, he actually respects, he becomes hyper aware of the stakes. If he just wanted to hook up, he would push the envelope fast. He would be aggressive. He would try to skip to the end of the movie. But when the chemistry is real and when he is feeling that deep primal tug, he wants to savor it, and he is terrified of making a wrong move that scares you away. So you get this fascinating tension where his body is screaming go, but his mind is slamming on the brakes, and that friction creates heat. You see it in the way he touches you. It is not a grab, it is a graze. He might reach out to touch your hand and then pull back slightly before he makes contact, like he is testing the electric fence. Or he will touch you in safe zones, but with an intensity that feels dangerous. He might place his hand on your upper arm, but his thumb will stroke your skin in a slow, rhythmic way that tells you he is thinking about touching you everywhere else. It is the discipline of desire. He is showing you that he can control his engine. Think of it like a high-performance sports car sitting at a red light. The engine is revving, you can hear the power, you can feel the vibration in the chassis, but the car isn't moving. That is infinitely more sexy and more telling than a car just careening out of control down the hill. You will see this restraint in the way he handles the physical progression. He might lean in for a kiss, but then stop just an inch away and look at your lips and then look back at your eyes. He is giving you the chance to close that final gap. He is giving you the power of the veto. That hesitation isn't uncertainty, it is anticipation. He is building the moment. He is letting the tension ratchet up until it is unbearable in the best possible way. And this is where a lot of women get confused because they think, well, if he liked me, wouldn't he just go for it? And the answer is not always. Sometimes if he likes you too much, he freezes a little bit. He gets what we call the yips. He is so worried about ruining this perfect vibe that he becomes extra careful. He might fidget with his watch or smooth down his shirt or take a deep breath before he speaks. These are signs that his internal system is overloaded. He is trying to keep a lid on the boiling pot. And this restraint extends to how he treats you in the environment. When a man is in this state, he becomes incredibly protective. It is a primitive instinct. If you are walking through a crowded bar, he will position his body to shield you from the crowd. He will put himself between you and the chaos. He is saying, this is my person and I am guarding her space. It is a possessive gesture, but in a romantic sense. He is staking his claim, not by grabbing you, but by creating a perimeter around you. This behavior is rooted in our evolutionary past. The male who could protect the female was the more desirable mate. So when his hormones are firing, that protection circuit lights up like a Christmas tree. He wants you to feel safe with him because he knows that safety is the prerequisite for intimacy. If you don't feel safe, you can't let go. So he is subconsciously trying to prove to you that he is a safe harbor. He is showing you that even though he has all this raw desire, he has the character to channel it respectfully. And that brings me to the most important part of this entire speech, which is what you do with this information. Knowing these 4 signs, the gravitational collapse, the predator focus, the vocal downshift, and the active restraint, gives you a superpower. It allows you to stop guessing and start experiencing. We spend so much time in our heads wondering what he is thinking, or if we are good enough, or if he is bored. But the body doesn't lie. The voice doesn't lie. When you spot these signs, I want you to take a deep breath and just lean into it. Do not panic. Do not rush to fill the silence. Do not try to be cool. Be warm. Warmth is the kryptonite to a man's defenses. If he is showing you these signs, he is vulnerable. He is putting his desire on the line. And the kindest and most seductive thing you can do is meet him there with warmth and acceptance. You don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to hang from the chandelier. You just have to be present and acknowledge the connection. Smile at him with your eyes. Lower your voice to match his. Let your hand linger near his. Validate the chemistry. Because when a man feels that his desire is welcomed, that is when he falls. That is when the hook goes in deep. Not just the hook of physical attraction, but the hook of emotional connection. He thinks, wow, this woman gets me. She speaks my language. We are on the same frequency, and that is rare. In a world of swipe left and swipe right and disposable dating, finding someone who stops the world and creates that bubble of intensity is precious. So the next time you are on a date or hanging out with that guy you have a crush on, stop analyzing his texts from 3 days ago and start reading the room right now. Look at the space between you. Is it shrinking? Look at his eyes. Are they locked on you like you are the only water source in the desert? Listen to his voice. Did it just drop into that late night radio DJ register? And watch for the restraint. Is he holding back because he wants to make it perfect? If you see these things, congratulations, you have got him. He is hooked. He is revved up. The engine is running. Now all you have to do is decide if you want to go for the ride. It is your choice. You are the driver. He is just the car waiting for you to put your foot on the gas. Never forget that you are the prize in this scenario. His physiological response is a testament to your value and your allure. Own it, enjoy it, and don't settle for anything less than a man who looks at you with that kind of hunger and that kind of respect. Because you deserve to be looked at like you are magic. You deserve the gravitational pull. You deserve the focus, you deserve the depth, and you certainly deserve the beautiful tension of a man who wants you so much he can barely hold it together. Go out there and pay attention to the signals and trust your gut, because your intuition knows exactly what desire feels like, even if your brain tries to talk you out of it. I hope this helps you navigate the wild world of male attraction with a little more confidence and a lot more clarity.